I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Cullum, Greg Clusiau, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond, as we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
Hi, I'm joined by Mike and Lisa Kinsella, and we're sitting at Borderview Lodge right on the shores of the Rainy River in Baudette, Minnesota. And I suppose they call it Borderview. Where is the border here, Mike?
Right here. You can see it across the river. Actually, it faces east, and the middle of the river is the border. This area, we've got a little bit of a breaker island area, and that's what they consider the border on this part. So we can fish right up to that on this side.
And this is the Rainy River, and it runs 70 miles all the way up to International Falls.
Right. It ends right up here at Wheeler's Point. It's right by our resort. We've got a public access right here. And the 4 Mile Bay as we enter into Lake of the Woods is right around the corner.
And good fishing in the river?
Absolutely.
You don't have to go out on the big lake?
You can stay protected from the big waters if you have to, and you can do really well. Sometimes there's the fall, I guess, is the predominant walleye time where the majority of the people fishing are in the river. But there's always, you know, some northern and bass, some other things you can find in the river. Sturgeon obviously has been a big success. A lot of big fish. People really like fighting them big, large fish.
A lot of different species. What about the lodge now? It's been in the family for 25 years?
25 years. It's been Lisa's mother and my father-in-law. They've owned it, and they've been building on, adding on, keeping things fresh and new, and they've given us a great opportunity to take over their responsibilities, and we're running with it as best we can, always doing something new, keep people coming and going.
It's a classy looking operation, a nice place you have here. How many people can you accommodate?
We've got 100 beds, 24 different cabins. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. So we can accommodate from 2 people, up to, groups of 50 or 60 are not a problem.
I see you've got a couple of brand new complexes on the other side over here. Could you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. The one we call the Great Cabin, and it's a 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. There's a great room in the middle with a fireplace and a full kitchen and a wet bar, and it's a great meeting place for people. It's kind of broke off in 2 areas. So people on one end, when they want to go to bed and sleep, the people in the middle are not disturbing them, and the other end you can't hear. It's amazing. Especially
Really nice complexes. I'm impressed with those. What about dinner? You have a lunch facility here or a dining room?
You bet. We've got a great menu.
And a bar?
Our cook has been with us for over 6 years, and her name's Ronnie, and she does a fantastic job. We buy really quality food. We don't skimp on any of that, and we ensure that anybody that wants to come in and eat, it's open to the public. People that are or aren't on meal plan are welcome to come in and enjoy the same meals that everybody else can. Steaks to shrimp to, obviously walleye is a favorite.
Lake of the Woods is world-class walleye fishing. It's one of the best. Tell us a little bit about the cabins then.
Well, like I said, the variety we have from 1-bedroom cabins that'll accommodate 2 people very nicely, or even 3. We've got queen beds in some of them, and the couples really enjoy that. They have the opportunity, if they want to cook on their own in the cabin, they can do that. There's pots and pans and dishes, and we take out the garbage every day and bring fresh towels every day. If people want, we'll do all their dishes for them. It just costs a little extra.
And are those pretty much most of these cabins that are sitting right here on the shores of the Rainy River?
Right, we've got 2-bedroom cabins and 3-bedroom cabins, and basically we're set up where there's 2 beds in each bedroom.
What a nice view.
4 to 6 people, and we got little decks out on all these riverfront cabins, and people really enjoy that, especially in the morning, to sit out like we are now and have a cup of coffee and just watch the sun come up, watch the activity, people getting ready to go fishing, and it turns out really nice.
And as far as the season, you're open 12 months out of the year?
We are open 12 months of the year. We do have our little bit of downtimes that are a little slower, November and April especially, where we transition from the summer fishing to the winter fishing and then back.
Mm-hmm.
And we rent cabins year-round, and we have dock slips available. And
Well, I think we're going to go try some fishing.
perfect.
I heard you got the sturgeon are biting now.
Yep, it's a good season for the sturgeon.
We're going to do that, and we're going to try some northern pike, try to squeeze that in.
Wonderful.
Sometimes you get suckers, bullheads, walleyes.
There you go. Get that clicker off there. Well, it doesn't feel like one of those monsters, but
No.
we got the monkey off
I'll leave
our
the
back.
big net put away for now.
Yeah.
I know you're going to need it today. But it's a sturgeon.
Little baby razorback, huh?
Slipping right in here.
Take a look at this.
Here is the Rainy River sturgeon. Now this is a little guy.
You got to be careful how you handle these things, as far as
They do have an armor plating it's a dinosauric like. You can run your finger down the edge of them or over the top this way, but when you go the other way, they're very sharp.
for protection.
And they're
Once-
protection, yep.
Once they get bigger, that kind of disappears.
Yep. These get smaller and they kind of go away as they get older, but
That's a cute little guy,
yep.
as far as sturgeon go.
Got a real hard shell.
Yeah. It's like sandpaper.
They're cute.
We're looking for one about 100 times that size.
Yep, we're looking for Grandpa. Grandma, actually.
That's a start.
It's time now for Greg's tackle tip of the week.
Let's go over the basic rig that you're using.
Okay, what I'm using here is just, I got some pretty heavy line. You can use anywhere from, 20 is probably minimum, but 20 to 80 pound test.
So you
Basically just a musky rod and reel, heavy duty, stiff rod and reel.
something to set the hook and
Yep, some backbone in it. And what I'm using here is like a 2 or 3 hook harness. And it's typically like a walleye rig, but
with a 3-hook harness with a spinner on
yep,
it. Beads.
the spinner to make it legal. I'm putting like about 2 crawlers on a rig. And you just kind of gob them on there.
And then for the sinker, it kind of varies on how strong the current is.
Yeah, depending on your depth and the current. This is about 1.5 ounces, I guess, maybe 1.25 ounces.
And we're fishing, what, 38 feet here?
We're in 34 feet. Yep.
Right on the break line?
We're in a hole. We're in
Okay.
the main river channel, in the deeper part of the river. So.
That was Greg's tackle tip for this week, and now back to more angling adventures.
Got something on there. A little better size.
A little better. Not.
We're working our way up.
I think
It
so.
started with these little guys, and
We might have a 3-footer.
well, it's better than a 18-incher. That's pulling a little better. Well, a lot of times it seems like they don't even realize they're hooked. They just slowly swim, and they don't make long, fast, powerful runs. They just kind of slowly work their way along.
Let them play themselves out. The rod does all the work, really. You know?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just gotta let the rod do your work for you.
What's the longest you've ever fought one?
I had a fella one time guiding. He had it on a walleye rod. He fought it 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Did he get it in?
We got a 51-incher, but it was on like 6-pound test.
Almost
And a
3
jig
hours.
Jig and minnow, yeah.
It's a tugger.
They are fun.
Oh, they are. I mean, you see boats out here. There's quite a few other boats out here, and it's, I don't know where else you can go in Minnesota to get a fish of this size.
Right on, yep.
I mean, they're huge fish. That might be bigger than you thought.
Yeah, it might be. Might be a 4-footer.
I should have timed it. Let's see how long you're going to play with it. Is this fun or what? People got to get up here and give this a whirl. Just a 2-week window to
harvest.
To harvest.
To harvest. But the catch and release, it's got 2 different seasons for catch and release. So
People have to try this. I mean,
yeah,
come up with Gonzo. He's the man. You know this stuff. That's not fair living on the shores of this body of water here.
I know it. Some say I have a dream job, but
You do. I'm not feeling sorry for you.
there she is.
Oh, that's a nice fish. There we go. Yeah, you got to make sure and grab the hoops of the net, or you're going to be breaking something. That's a nice fish.
Yep.
And that's probably just an average fish up here.
That's an average fish. Yep.
Actually, I like them. I think they're pretty. They're kind of a cool fish.
They are.
Look at these barbels here.
They're real neat. They're streamlined for.
These are for sensing food and feeling.
Yep. Pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
A lot of fun.
Probably 20 pounds, 18.
They're dense.
Like that.
They're heavy.
Yep.
Off he goes. So how many years you been guiding?
I have been guiding 29 years now.
Wow.
I started guiding when I was 14, and I started driving charter boat when I was 15. My dad looked at me one day and said, "It's your turn." I had to put about 3 boat cushions on the chair to see over the windshield the first time I drove launch. And
You got a lot of experience on
I
this
was just a little kid, I guess.
Typically, when you're guiding, your season starts basically with the sturgeon, or no, the walleyes. And
I start in open water. As soon as the ice goes out, I start my guiding, and I fish right up until we have ice again in the fall. So.
And the walleye season, that when the Rainy River opens up, there's walleyes moving up the river.
Yep.
You can fish as soon as you can get in there, but then it's closed, what, middle of April?
April 14th is when it closes.
They close it off.
Yep. And then the opener in May is when it opens up again. So we have basically about a month that we can't fish walleye here.
But there's always something
But
to
then
fish.
we have the northern sturgeon,
Yeah,
smallmouth, crappies.
and those are basically open almost
That's
year-round.
continuous.
Yeah.
Northern is continuous. The smallmouth bass is continuous, and the crappie season is continuous here
Because it's border waters.
because of the border water. Yep. So.
It's just fantastic.
Yep. There's always something to fish.
Oh, yeah.
Weight to it.
Yeah, feels pretty good. It's enjoyable to pull in these big fish, I'll tell you. You know you had fun if you go home and your arms are sore.
That's right. Felt like you've been in a fight.
Yeah. It's really hard to tell the size of them. You know, it might not be real big, and then again, you could be surprised.
There he is.
It's a nice one.
Tell you what, I'll just hand grab that.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to get them tangled up in a net.
Okay.
Grab them by the tail. That's the easiest.
You tail them. It's like a handle, huh?
Yep.
And that thing fought good for a smaller fish. Get up here and try some of this. It's fun, and this is just a small one.
And there's their vacuum cleaner right there.
Sucking all that stuff off the bottom. Unfortunately, it sucked up my night crawlers.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Something there. Another little guy.
You know, I thought there was weight there, but
Head shaking. Maybe it's a walleye.
oh, it's a burbot.
Ha! Another species. You never know what you're going to
I
get
know
up
it.
here. Eel pout. What's the biggest one you've caught up here in Lake of the Woods? They got some monsters. I know
The
that.
state record come out of Lake of the Woods is just over 19 pounds.
Look at the color in these things, though. Like a leopard. They twist up. Almost looks like some kind of an eel.
They're a cod.
Yeah.
They're a freshwater cod.
And they're hard to hang on to, so I'll
I'm
let,
going to grab the
I'll
plier.
let Gonzo have the honors. Usually they're all belly. Good meat, though, if a person wants to eat them. They're delicious.
They are good eating. They're just not so pretty to look at, some, you know.
There you go.
Freshwater cod.
Another species from Lake of the Woods.
Yep.
And they get a lot bigger than that, I'll tell you.
I don't know why that rod ain't catching me.
I don't know. He always gives me the bad rod. I notice that. And he turns around, he's doctoring up that bait.
Like a secret ingredient in my pocket.
That's okay.
Feels like a little one.
They all fight.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, you can see it thrashing around back there. Another shark. I would like to know how many thousands of fish are moving up this river.
It's amazing.
Oh,
It's amazing.
it would scare you.
I'm sure if you drain the water, you could walk across the bottom and never touch it. You'd be
Oh,
stepping on
can you
fish.
imagine? Want me to hold this?
Yeah. Go ahead. Bring him right up there.
We're gonna tail it. Another sturgeon, a little of the smaller variety, but a sturgeon nonetheless.
There we have it.
Just a juvenile.
You got the bait good.
Got him in there. A 3-hooker. Crawler harness, you got all 3 hooks in
I
there.
think he did. This is about a... They're hard to measure. They're
Feisty.
tough. They're
He's
tough.
feisty. 35.
About a 3-footer.
Yeah.
Just under 3 feet.
Brownish color. Neat fish, really are. It wouldn't win a beauty contest, but
No, they wouldn't, but
that's okay. We're having fun with them. We're fishing Zipple Bay on Lake of the Woods. We spent yesterday going for sturgeon. That was a lot of fun.
it was, yep.
And today we're going to be pursuing northern pike. They just got through with the spawn. And do you think they'll be biting?
I'm hoping they will, Greg. We got 55-degree water now here in the bay. The ice went out a couple weeks ago. And a lot of people use dead bait, which is the early season tactic out here. You just anchor and...
When they're not chasing.
When they're not chasing, when the water's real cold. But the water's warmed up now, and we're going to go after some. We're going to be doing some casting.
Well, let's give it a try.
We'll see what happens.
Well, decided to try out a new bait, and that seemed to work. Only took a couple casts. A new Slurpee. Look at it, a wild animal. New this year, decided to give it a whirl. Took about 3 casts, we got one. The Slurpee's been hot. That one piled on it. That's not all that big either. It sure jumped on that bait. Husky little guy. Woo! I'm glad I don't catch them too big. I have problems. That was a good little fish.
I finally got a good one. Dirty water, they stir up a mess. There we go. There's one.
That's
Nice.
a good way to end the day, I'm telling you.
Nice fish.
That's a good fish. He's all red and beat up. Is that from spawning or?
Yeah, he's kind of wore out from spawning, but a nice fish.
That it is.
Good Lake of the Woods fish. Zippo Bay pike.
Springtime, late April. We've seen some big fish today.
We have seen some that come up and followed in. They just weren't window shoppers, I call them.
And they were nice fish.
Yeah, this is going to be over 30 inches, so
That's a good fish. Though.
yeah, we'll
And
let
there's-
him go.
Yes. There's plenty of them around. A great place to come up and get a bunch of action. A lot of northerns in this bay.
There she goes. All right. Good deal.
Tom, I want to thank you for a great day.
You bet.
Great 2 days. Yesterday on the Sturgeon and today busy all day long with the northerns. That was the biggest one of the day. Saw some hogs, but the big ones weren't really going. But it was still a great day. A lot of action.
Yeah, we had a lot of action and a lot of fish up here. So
If you ever want to hook up with Tom, Gonzo's Guide Service, check this out. We have all the information right here in Borderview Lodge. Stay there. Great people, great place. Check us out. We'll see you next week on Angling Adventures.